stop trying to please everybody. Or maybe you could say, stop trying to make everybody happy. Oh, I am one person that for sure knows what that means. Stop trying to keep everybody happy. Stop trying to make everybody happy with you. Now, let me start this with my story because, I just love people. I don't know what to do with myself. I just love people. I can't just, avoid it. I can't afford not to love people. I just love people. I'm just crazy about people. I'm in love with people. I love God and I love people. If anybody wants to know the secret of Pastor Sunday, it's because he loves God and he loves people. I love God and I love people. Oh, I love people. I love to make them happy. I love to make them prosperous. I love to make them successful. I love to help people become anything they want to become. I love to help people resolve their problems. I love to, to just do them good. I love to do something good for people. I normally tell people in my church that if you have met me, it doesn't just matter if you are from my church or not, but anybody who has met me, especially if you are from my church, I always tell them this. If you have met Pastor Sunday, forget it. 50% of all your problems and 50% of all your troubles are over. Because I'm going to take care, and I'm going to take charge. I'm going to take care of those problems. But the rest of the 50% depends on you. The other 50% is just your choice. But half of your problem are resolved just because you know me or I know you. So here today you are back. By the way, I replied your letter and I didn't get your reply yet, so I'm expecting your reply. I wonder if you got my letter or not. That is Omoile I'm talking to. She should understand. So, so what I'm saying is that yes, that this lesson is one of the hardest ones for me to really agree with and for me to reconcile with. But life teaches you, Life knows how to teach you lessons. So in my own case, life taught me, and it's still teaching me some very hard lessons. Because, the way things are in life is that some of the people you have helped the most are the people who will turn against you. And some of the people you love the most are some of the people who will fight you the most. And some people that you have, done a lot of things for. And sometimes if you do things for people and you try to please people and try to, to do things for them when they don't deserve it, they will abuse it, definitely. Especially when they have not proved to you that they deserve the things you are doing for them. They will they will come back and begin to demand more from you. They will come back and begin to ask you for more. And if you don't do more, then you are going to be bad in their eyes. Or they will come back and begin to assume that the good things that you do for them and do to them is their birthright, as if they just deserve it, as if you are just obliged to do those things to them. But you are not obliged to anybody. But so when you cannot do it, then they come against you again. So if you are that kind of person, I never understand people who say they don't like people or they cannot tolerate people or they cannot bear with people. I have the very opposite problem. I love people too much, and that's why I've suffered the most from people. But it's normal, Jesus suffered from people, and he loved people so much that he died for them. God loves people, and people are the ones who hate God the most. But still, I decided to share with you this lesson that I've discovered in my life, that stop trying to please everybody. Stop trying to make everybody happy. Don't try to please everybody. Now, the problem is not trying to please everybody. Like me, I still try to please everybody. I still try to make everybody happy. But what is really wrong with that is, even if you try to make everybody happy and you try to please everyone, do it in such a way that you don't expect anything back from them. I think that is where the balance is. Because even now, I'm trying to make everybody happy around me. Oh, if you ever been around Pastor Sunday, or you've ever been to my church or in my environment, you will know that I try to make everybody happy. I cannot pass by anyone without smiling at them. I want to touch somebody. I want to hug somebody. That's just who I am. And I like it. And, that's how I give life. I make a difference that way. And it makes me happy myself. So, but I think what the problem is, when you're trying to please people and when you try to keep everybody happy and you expect a reciprocal response from them, I think that's where the problem is. When you try to please everybody and make people happy, just do it for them, not because of them. I think that's where the balance is. When just please, try to make them happy. Bless them, be a blessing to them, do what you could do to them, but don't expect them to respond the same way. Yeah, don't expect them to be reciprocal in their responses and attitude. Don't expect them to be grateful to you. Don't expect them to thank you. Don't expect them to appreciate what you are doing. And just assume that this thing you are doing for God, really, not for man. So any good you are doing for people, any kindness you are showing, any act of love that you are giving to people, just do it knowing that you are not expecting anything from them. Knowing that you don't even expect them to say thank you to you. Just do it for God. Do those things for God, and the God that you do them for, God will notice you and God will reward you. So I think that is the best way for you not to feel injured eventually. That is the best way for you not to be hurt. Because if you are going to be expecting that people are going to thank you or are going to appreciate your efforts, welcome to real life. Welcome to real life. You are going to be disappointed, I bet you. You are going to be disappointed big time. Because people don't always appreciate us. People don't always appreciate your efforts. Your efforts are your efforts, and it's better to just do it the way God says we should do it. When you are doing good with your right hand, don't let your left hand know. And when you are doing good to somebody, don't expect them to do good back to you anyway. Just let God be your rewarder. Expect your blessings to come from God, not from man. So, what I'm trying to say is that even though I'm preaching today on don't try to make everybody happy, don't stop trying to make everybody happy. Still, I think what I'm trying to say is that that is not a necessity. You shouldn't try to do that all the time. That is not a requirement from you to make everybody happy, because it's not even going to happen. It's not going to be possible for everybody to absolutely be happy. But I think even if you have that in your heart, like in my case, if that is your desire and if that's what you like to do to make people happy, I think you should still do that, and you could still do it, which is a good thing, but don't expect anything from them. Don't expect gratitude. Don't expect appreciation. Don't expect them to behave nice to you as well. Because when we begin to expect people to treat us nicely, or to treat us at least the way we treat them, that is where the disappointment begins to come in. That's where the disillusionment begins to come in. So for you not to have a broken heart, and for you not to be disappointed and broken by people's attitude, just bless them anyway. And know that you are doing that for God. You are doing that for God. And keep on blessing people, keep on loving people. By the way, we are supposed to love people regardless of who they are and what they do to us or how they relate to us. The Bible says that you should owe nobody anything. Only mutual love. So love people, but don't stand there and be getting disappointed or angry that people are not are not people are not grateful for what you are doing. No, just keep yourself going. Keep on. If that's your heart desire, if you really love doing what you are doing, if you really love making people happy, keep on doing it, but make sure that you are doing it for God. So now let's come back to this topic that don't try to make everybody happy. Don't try to keep everybody happy. The reality is that really I've discovered that in my own life, that you will never be able to do that. You never be able to make everybody happy. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Even God has not been able to do that. Can you imagine? God, as great as God is, that really is an exciting testimony. Can you imagine that God has not succeeded in making everybody happy? If God had succeeded in making everybody happy, we wouldn't be having agnostics. If God has succeeded in making everybody happy, we won't have whole countries that call themselves atheist or atheistic societies, atheistic countries. I mean, we have whole countries that rebelled against God, that declared God illegal, that prohibited God in their schools, in their families, in their lives. All countries, they are so mad at God that they rebelled against God, and they banned God. They prohibited God in their lives. So that is the same God that is sending them oxygen that they breathe. That is the same God that is sending them air that they live by. That is the same God that is sending them sun on daily basis. That is the same God that is sending them rain. That is the same God that is keeping them alive. That is the same God that is protecting them. That is the same God that gave them the brain they have. The same God that gave them the talent they are using. The same God that gave them the ability to work and make money and everything they have in their lives. They owe everything to God. And yet, they will say they don't believe in him. They will say, where is he when, catastrophic and bad things are happening in the world? They find any argument to ridicule God, to deride him and something like that. So if they would do that to God, know that people are people. People are just people. Don't be mad at them. Don't be angry at them. Don't fight them. Don't curse them. And God is not doing that. God is just relaxed. Everybody will get their own reward one day. God knows the end of the story. God knows how it's going to end. So God is just relaxed, and he just keeps on sending more rain to them. He keeps on sending more sun, more oxygen, more blessing to them. And, he's waiting to the end, and he's giving them time and opportunity to repent to the very last moment. Because, God knows that everybody will meet their end one day, sooner or later. So don't be disappointed that people are not always happy at what you do for them. Don't be so, because God, you cannot be kinder than God. You cannot be, more generous than God. So if God who is so generous and so kind, has been treated that way, don't you be disappointed at all that people that you are generous to or you have been good to, don't respond with gratitude, or that they rather, deride you, or, ridicule you, or even attack you. It's normal. Just keep on doing good anyway. So you don't think that, people should be happy with you. And that is another thing that you should be careful of. When you are good, when you are the kind of person that is good, sometimes you expect people to be happy with you. No, you cannot keep people happy. You cannot keep people happy with you, especially. Let them be happy for themselves, but they don't have to be happy with you. Let them be happy with themselves, but they don't have to be happy with you. If they are happy with their lives, thank God, but they don't have to be happy with you. Let them enjoy their lives, and you be happy for them. But if they are happy but they are not happy with you, that's not a big loss. Let them be happy at least with their lives. Let them enjoy life. Make people happy in the sense that let them live their lives to the fullness, and let them be happy with God, with their lives, with their families. If you could give that to people, that is good enough. But if they are not happy with you, that's a small thing. That's a small thing that they're not happy with you. You are not the center of the universe. God is the center of the universe. And really, frankly speaking, everybody is the center of their own universe. Nobody is going to bed thinking about you, how to make you happy. Everybody is going to bed thinking about how to make themselves happy. Everybody is waking up from bed, everybody, not to think of how to be grateful to you for what you have done for them. No. They are thinking about themselves. That is just how people are. People are egocentric. People are, selfish. People concentrate on themselves normally, and they are just thinking about their own interests. So, sorry, if you have not succeeded in keeping people happy, I'm sorry, but that's just how life is. Pick yourself up and keep on going. But never you also allow yourself to be bitter because people don't respond to your kindness. Never expect bitterness. Never entertain bitterness. Never even allow yourself to be angry. Never allow yourself to be disappointed. Just move on. Just move on. The good thing about people is that even though there are people who will never be grateful and people sometimes will never appreciate what you do for them, but there will always be some who will be grateful. There will always be some who will appreciate it. So people think the paradoxical thing about people is that people are going to be your greatest source of sorrow, and people too are going to be your greatest source of joy. So how do you know? How do you know? Just keep on being yourself. Keep on, blessing everybody. Then one day just like the sower in the Bible that goes to sow is sowed in four types of soil, and only one was a good soil. But that good soil produced so much fruits and so much result that it was enough comfort and it was enough joy to the heart of the sower. So we are all sowers as well. You sow good to people, sow kindness, sow love. And that thing you are sowing, one day, even if it is one person that's going to be grateful, is going to bring so much joy and so much fruit that you will not have to regret for those people who have not been grateful. So let's be like our God, our Father who is in heaven. Let's behave like Him rather than behave and respond according to our pain. Because sometimes we want to respond by our pain. We want to respond by what people do to us and by how they have treated us, and we want to respond emotionally and and give and treat people by the way we feel. But we don't have that right. We don't have the right to treat people the way they treat us, or to treat them even the way we feel sometimes. But we need to treat them the way that is right, the way God treats people, and the way God admonishes us to treat people. So, like I said, even God has not succeeded in pleasing everybody, making everybody happy, but He still keeps on doing good to them. So even though you will not succeed in making everybody happy, but never you quit doing good to them. So keep on doing good to them. Keep on doing good to them, no matter what. It doesn't matter what their response is. Don't be directed, or don't be subdued or be swayed by their response. This not their response that determines your attitude and your action. What should determine your action is the truth that you know and the nature of God that is in you, and the standard of God, the principles and the virtues of the kingdom of God that you have imbibed in yourself. That is what should determine your action and your reaction at such a time as that. So you don't look at how people react to what you do to them. Some they might react well, good. They might react bad. Just keep on doing what you need to do. Keep on loving people. God has asked us to love people all the time, no matter what. So you will never succeed in pleasing everybody. Now, let me also tell you something about why you should not try to keep everybody happy around you or in your life. The reason is because actually the attempt and the effort or attempt to try to keep everybody happy really is one of the greatest ways to come to failure. Actually, it's a recipe to failure, because I'm saying in the sense that if you are expecting them to be happy, if you want to keep them happy and you are really expecting them, and that's your reaction, that is your attitude, that is your expectation, you want them to be happy, because not everybody will be happy, that could lead to frustration on your end. So that expectation it could be destructive to you. That expectation could be destructive. So it could be your recipe to failure in life. Because when you expect people to respond one way, or when you've done your best and people have still not appreciated you, or they still don't appreciate you, and you are still expecting it, it will lead to frustration, it will lead to disillusionment, it will lead to anger if you are not careful, it will lead to hatred of people, it leads to disappointment. It could actually lead you to throwing your hands in the air and say, well, that's it, I'm not going to do anything anymore to anybody. So it could lead you to a place of apathy. It could lead you to a place of not wanting to do anything anymore. It could lead you even to depression, you see. So that's why we are not going to, that's why in expecting people to respond to your kindness or to be happy, or expecting, people that expecting to keep people happy, could be a recipe. Could be a recipe to failure and to a broken life. It could break your life if you are not careful. Actually, it could break your life. And but there are other side effects to trying to make people happy all the time, and you have to be careful about that. If you are trying to make people happy all the time, you could become hypocritical without even noticing it. Because people are different, and God created all of us different. People, are different by their characters. People are different in their temperaments. People are different in their attitudes. People are different in their reactions. So if you want to try to, please everyone, that will require you to change all the time. You have to be changing your face, your heart all the time. And and that, before you know it, could lead to hypocrisy. That could lead to hypocrisy. So you don't want to be hypocritical. So the biggest thing, the best thing you could do for yourself is to keep yourself happy. I mean, not to keep yourself happy, to keep true to yourself. Be faithful to yourself. Just keep true to your character, to your nature, to what comes from you naturally. So what I'm trying to say is that if it is natural for you to do good to people, to please them, do that, but not, expecting anything back. But also, if it's natural for you to be more restrained or more close to yourself and more secluded or secretive, if that's your nature, if that is who you are, be more faithful to your nature than trying to play under everybody's music. You see, it's because one time you will lose the dancing steps. You will lose your dancing steps. So don't try to act according to what people expect of you. Act according to what God expects of you, and act by what you know to be truth. I think that might be a better way of trying to prevent yourself from being a hypocrite. Yeah, right. It's a better way. So otherwise, your life will mess up. You don't want that to happen to you. You don't want that to happen to you. And another side of that is that trying to please everybody and trying to behave, especially when you are trying to please their expectations. There are people who, like, I think it was Sufficient who mentioned that the other day, that, a lot of kids try to please the expectation of their parents, and they go to the wrong schools, they choose the wrong profession and all that. But that also is a form of hypocrisy, but it's also trying to meet other people's expectations also could lead you to false representation of yourself, false image of yourself. It could lead to false image of yourself. So if you don't want to, be presenting the wrong image of yourself, and the only image we are all supposed to be presenting is the image of God, the image of Christ. We are made in His likeness and His image. So the best way, the other image that you could present is the image that is the true reflection of who you are inside. So your inner feeling, your inner image, your inner perception of yourself should be the best way that the best image that you present to the outside world. Your image outside should be correspondent to the image inside, to your inside, perception of yourself. So, trying to, present different image to different people could actually make people to think that you are not truthful. They will think that you are just deceptive. So you don't want to do that. And that is what we call it sometimes. We call it wearing of mask. The people wear masks, and they disguise who they are, and they try to put on the right mask in the right crowd. And that's the wrong way to live, because then you would never be in harmony with yourself. And if you are not in harmony with yourself, you will not be in harmony with God. If you are not in harmony with God, you will not be in harmony with your fellow man. So we don't want to. We don't. That is all the side effect of trying to please people, of trying to live your life, making people happy, and trying to do what they expect of you rather than what God expects of you, and what you know to be true and to be the right thing to do. So just be yourself. That's probably the best way to live. Be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself, and try to just reflect the nature of God, and try to live by the principles and the standard and of the Word of God. In any case, there is a scripture that I really want to share with you, and I think you might see how true this message is through this scripture. Is Luke 6:26. Luke 6:26 says, "Woe unto you when." Let me actually open that scripture. Luke 6:26. This is Jesus talking, you see. So Jesus was actually trying to help us to overcome this same challenge that I'm addressing today. Because Jesus, he knows better. He knows that he couldn't try to please. He couldn't please everybody. No matter, even though he's the Son of God and he could do a lot of things, and he's a great God and all that, and miracle working God, and there's nothing impossible for him. But one of the few things that is impossible for Jesus, even for Jesus and for God, is that this is one thing that not Jesus could cope with it. They couldn't make everybody happy with them. God cannot make everybody happy with himself, and even Jesus cannot make everybody happy with him too. That's why they killed him. I'm sure he was not killed by people who love him. He was killed by people who don't admire him, who don't love him. You see, even though he's the Son of God, he never sinned, he never committed any sin, he never did anything wrong. But you know what? People are people. This is life. So what did Jesus say about this topic? He says, "Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you." Jesus is actually saying, don't even expect that. Don't expect people to speak well of you. And sometimes it's a deficiency from and it's a failure of character when you are trying to make everybody speak well of you. It means you are lacking something in your soul. It means there are some form of inferiority complex that's in you, when you want everybody to just be speaking well of you, to expect everybody to come back to you, to be good to you, and that means you are not totally whole all by yourself. It means you are not totally happy all inside yourself. You are not in harmony within yourself. So that's why you are expecting people to always speak well about you. And Jesus says, when you get to that stage, when you want everybody to only speak good about you, then you are in trouble. He said, "Woe unto you" in that case. So, there are some people that each time they hear any negative news about them, they begin to cry or they go into depression. Well, that is because you want people to always speak good about you. But Jesus said, never expect that. That will never happen. So don't expect people to always speak good about you. Don't expect people to always speak good about you. He said, if you expect men to speak well about you, it is because there is something wrong with you. You have a problem right there. And that will lead you to wars. That expectation will lead you to troubles. It will lead you to disappointments. It will lead you to a lot of pain at the end of the day. So woe unto you when all men speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. Because for you to get everybody speaking well about you, it means you have to try to please everybody and make everybody happy. It means you have to do exactly what everybody expects of you. And that is what makes you a hypocrite. And that's why Jesus called these kind of people false prophets. He called them false prophets because he says, there's just no way for you to, do exactly how everybody else expects you to do. There's just no way to keep everybody happy. If you are keeping everybody happy, it means you are lying to all of them. If you are trying to keep everybody happy and everybody is really happy, it means you are lying to yourself, you are not truthful to yourself, and you are not truthful to any of them. You lie to each and every one of them every single time. Well, what's the next thing I want to do about this topic? Let me give you some points. Let me give you some bullet points about not trying to put, why you should stop trying to please everybody, okay? Some bullet points. This will be fast, and I'll give you maybe 10 or 15 of those bullet points. So if you are writing, that might be helpful for you. Please, don't forget that we always share these messages. And so after the message, when I begin to move towards the end, I will ask all of you to please go share the message with people, okay? Now, what are the things that you want to remember about not trying to please everybody? One, it is impossible. No matter what you do, some people are still going to remain unhappy. Believe me, it's true. God knows that. Jesus knows that. No matter what God does to people, they are still unhappy. No matter what Jesus did for people, he even gave his life for people. People still killed him. So it will never happen. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So you will never be able to please everybody. Number two, everybody has an opinion. Even about the good you are doing, they have their own opinion. Even about your efforts, they have their own opinion. Even about your look or your efforts or your love or your kindness, they are thinking, Some people are suspicious about it. Some people are not happy about it. Some people think you have an ulterior motive. Some people might think that you are doing it to win them. Some people might think you have an interest in it from them. You don't need to gain something from them, or you want to buy them. That's just life, okay? So no matter what you do to try to please them, even about that your effort to please them, they have an opinion. So they are going to have their opinion, and their opinion will not be that, he's the right guy. Their opinion will not always reflect the truth of who you are. So you don't even expect it. Don't expect people to be happy with you all the time, and don't expect people to always be pleased with you. And do your best, do what you need to do, but you don't expect it. Number three, opinions. Well, what you should know about opinions is that everybody have the right to it. Everybody have their right to an opinion. So don't be so disappointed about people's opinions. Like yesterday we were talking here with on the program with Joshua, and Joshua said that if he had been the one people are writing so many bad things about, like the bad report they are spreading about me, that he would have been depression. He said he would have just sat down at home or traveled to somewhere and just enjoy his life and forget about people altogether. No. You don't do that. I mean, they tried to stone Jesus many times, and they tried to kill him many times. He kept on just doing his business. The same thing with Paul. They tried to kill that man. They put him in prison. He just kept trying. He just kept going on. He kept doing what he needed to do. So no. Just know the way to do what to do with people's opinion is just to know that people have their right to their opinion, and people's opinion is just what it is, an opinion, not more than that. So don't take it so serious. It's somebody's opinion. They are nobody to you. They didn't make you who you are. It is only God who made you who you are. So whatever they say is their opinion. They didn't make you who you are, so their opinion cannot remake you or unmake you. There was a time that I remember a story. This is not a story; it's actually real life. Last year, and I don't know if I should use this example because there might be some people who belong to that category that are watching me. And I used to write because that time I'm from Nigeria myself, and we had a general election last year, and I just knew that we couldn't continue as a country with the government that we had. Even though, I knew that other president, I met him personally, I supported him in the last election before this one of last year. And, I've met him, and he's a Christian, so all things point to the fact that I was supposed to support him. But I'm a very logical person. I'm very critically thinking person. So I analyzed the whole thing, and I discovered that no, that other guy who is a Christian couldn't remain as the president of our nation. and I knew that I needed to campaign for this new guy, even though the man is a Muslim, and people think he's a fundamentalist and all that. But I had my reasons, and I came to my conclusions, and I began to to campaign for the guy, for this new president. And I was writing it, very vocal about it, and I was really trying to explain to my countrymen that we needed a change. So anyway, at the end of the day, some of my followers on my fans and followers on Facebook started writing me nasty letters, and some of the things they were saying is, don't lose your authority. Don't lose your authority. If you continue this way, you are going to lose all your authority. And we are your followers. And if you continue this way, you are not going to have anybody left. We are losing respect for you. Listen, those are manipulation. Those are just pure manipulation. I was saying these people are thinking they are talking to a kid, or they are talking to somebody who is nobody. They think that. They don't. You don't talk to someone who knows who they are that way. Because when you are telling me that I will lose my authority just because I have a different opinion from yours, I told them, you have your own opinion. You are supporting the other guy, but I didn't attack you for it. I didn't say you should stop supporting him. I didn't say you are bad for supporting him. I didn't say you are crazy or you will lose your authority because you have another opinion. Now, I have my own opinion. Why should you go after me and say that I'm going to lose something? First of all, not your authority. If you own your authority to people, to other people's opinion, these people who are my fans and who are telling me this, I've never even met them before. I don't even know if they ever existed in this world or not. I don't even know their name. I don't even know them from Adam. It's just like now also, somebody wrote me because they read some newspaper article in Nigeria about me, and they said, Pastor, you've got to come out and make some statements and do some video and do something. I said, I don't have time. I'm too busy. And they said, oh, Pastor, then they are going to damage and destroy your ministry. I said, oh, wow. Ooh. What? Destroy who? Those are the kind of things that people use to manipulate other people. If it is man that made you, the man can destroy you. If it is those people who made you who you are, yes, then you better don't try to displease them or to go against their opinion. But if they didn't make you, if you don't own your status and your achievement today to them, the person who did not make you cannot unmake you. But if it is God that made you, only God's opinion should matter to you. And if it is you and your own effort that made you, no human being can bring you down or cannot make you. So don't allow people's opinion. People will just people will have their opinion, and people will threaten you and blackmail you and trying to tell you that if you don't change and be like them, and if you don't think like them, that this is going to happen, that is going to happen. Those people that tell me that that they will never follow me again. They are withdrawing from my Facebook, and they are unsigning themselves. I just tell them, please do it fast. Do it as fast as possible. In fact, some of them I'm the one that unsigned them myself, so that they will know that the fact that you are unsigned or you don't are not unsigned, it doesn't even concern me. I mean, it doesn't have any effect on me at all. Am I eating from you? Are you giving me food to eat? Are you the one supplying my salary? Are you the one? You depend on me. I am the one serving you. I am the one giving you the word of God. I am the one blessing you. And you are just following me. And you are now saying you are going to, if I don't support your opinion, you are going to, I am going to lose something. So, but you know what happened? After all those guys, there was a pastor there in Nigeria, a few of them, that gathered their members and made announcements in the church. Pastor Sunday has lost it. He has fallen from grace. He's supporting the Muslim fundamentalists and all kind of things. So they started printing and handbill, a list of paper, and handing over to churches all over Nigeria that people should go out of my blog and they should go out of my Facebook. They shouldn't watch me. They shouldn't be under my influence or read anything from me. Okay, so they all withdrew. All those members of churches withdrew. And that time I was having 178 followers. We're on Facebook, 178, I suppose, or 150, let's say. So by the time, no, 178, by the time they withdrew, it went to 150. Soon after that, a year after that, I have on my Facebook now, almost close to 300,000. So, I doubled the followership after they withdrew. And every week, how many people that come to my Facebook just to read and follow, and how many reach I have on my Facebook every week? 20 million on daily basis. Every day I have 20 million people on my Facebook. Every day. That is from 150,000, you say. After all the haters and the people who are trying to control me withdrew, I went from 150,000 to 20 million every day. So don't think that people's opinion or what they say, especially when people write bad things about you and they try to spoil your name and all that, people think that will destroy you. Yeah, it could destroy you if that is what made you. But if you are self-made, or if you are God-made, even better, you are never going to be destroyed by anybody. So relax. Neglect people's, just bother about anybody's opinion. If it's a constructive criticism, yes, you can take some things from that, and it might be a blessing for you to listen to it. But people's opinions, they are just what they are, opinions, nothing more. Okay, next point. What's the next point I want to give you now? God help me. Okay. Whatever people say, whatever people expect of you, do according to your conviction. If it doesn't agree with what's in your heart, follow your heart. If what people are saying and advising you and telling you to do, if it doesn't make you happy, do what makes you happy, my friend. Yeah. Rather do what makes you happy, that at least you do what you did what makes you happy, than doing what other people want, but that does not make you happy. If everybody is saying you should do this and do that, and it doesn't make you happy, it makes you, you are not happy about it. You are not excited about it. Well, I'm not sure. Stop forcing yourself to please other people. Stop forcing yourself, making yourself uncomfortable or discomfortable just because you want to make other people happy. Rather follow what's in your heart and do what makes you happy, what is in your heart, what agrees with your heart. At the end of the day, even if you are wrong, you will know at least, I did what I believed in. And I did what was it that made me happy, not the other way out. Next point. You must know the nature of man. When it comes to people trying to make you behave the way they want you to behave and trying to control you, and trying to, and also your effort to make them happy. The reason why you would not make everybody happy is that really people are envious. It might not be a word that we like to, allude to most of the time, but people are envious. So if you are rising and if you are not consulting them in your process of rise and of your being promoted, if you are growing, if you are, achieving success and you are not consulting and you're not crediting your success to them, people will be jealous. And even if you are crediting your success to them and you are consulting with them, people are still jealous. Most people are jealous of success and of successful people. So that might be one of the reasons why people want to control you, put you down, and make you to be on the same level as themselves. So those kind of people, how will you ever keep them happy? How will you ever make them happy? How will you ever make them be satisfied with you? They will not tell you the truth, but that they are envious. Maybe sometimes they don't even know they are envious. So, but they will be, trying to, be in disagreement with you, or not be happy with, or criticize you, or attack you on some things, because really they have problem with what you are doing. So instead of you trying to keep those kind of people happy, Just face your business, do what you need to do, and pursue the goal and the purpose that God has set before you. Next point. Why try to keep people happy all the time or happy with you if they did not contribute to your success in the first place? It is another thing if there are people who have contributed to your success. Yes, those people have proved that they deserve a place in your life. If they are your parents, your relatives, your mentor, your pastor, people who have contributed to you one way or the other, people who have helped you, people who have proved through their life and their actions and their deed towards you that they are interested in you and your good and your success, and they have helped you in the past. Yeah, okay, those opinions could still be considered. But most people, especially people out there, they don't even know how you became who you are in the first place. So why should you then care what they think? Why should you care what they think? Why should you care less what they think? Because they didn't contribute to who you are. And they will not even support you moving forward in the first place. If there are people who are going to support you moving forward or to become who you want to become, of course you want to listen to their opinion. But all other people there who are just, trying to laugh and, ridicule you and just, say some things, just face your business. Just face your business. Stop trying to keep everybody happy. Now, next point that I want you to remember. Most of us, either you like it or not, most people are egocentric. Most of us are selfish. Let's face it. Even you are selfish. I am selfish. What does that mean? You love yourself more than you love other people most of the time. Most of the time, your own headache might be more serious to you than the cancer of the next person. That's just how life is. That's just how our life is. That's just how life is. So we all love ourselves more than we love other people. So as a result, we live in our own reality. We want our own reality. And why do they want you to conform to what they are thinking? Because they love themselves more than you. So they want to subdue you to their own reality. They want to subdue you to their own opinion. So everybody is trying to pull the blanket to their own side of the bed. They want to keep themselves warm at your cost. So you should just understand that people are selfish. People want to run their own show, but sometimes when they are really selfish, they don't just want to run their own show. They want to run your own show as well for you. And if you allow them, they will take over. They will take over. So it's better for you to be the star of your own show. It's better for you to be the center of your own life. It's better to be the star of your own life. Face your own business. Ask God what He wants you to do, find it out, and go for it. So don't live the reality of your father or your mother, or even though you honor them, you respect them, but they have their own lives to live. Live your own life. So don't try to please everybody, trying to make them happy that way. No, keep yourself happy. Keep God happy with you. If you could make God happy with you, you don't have problem. Next point. Life has more rewards for you when you live by what you believe than when you live to please others. Life will reward you better. Life will reward you more when you go after what you believe rather than what people want you to do. So because you are giving more energy to it, life has a lot more to offer to people who live by their own beliefs rather than by the rules that other people want them to live by. So be faithful to yourself. Be truthful to yourself. Be truthful to your conscience. That's why God gave each one of us a conscience and a heart. Follow your heart and follow God's leading for you. Now, maybe number 10 now. I'm giving you number 10. I will just give you 10. That's it. When you stop worrying about what other people think of you and of what you are doing, you'll be more focused. You'll be more focused. You'll be more focused on what you need to do. You'll be less distracted. You'll be less distracted because, you know, in your thoughts, in your mind, in your thinking. Yeah, you'll be able to face your business. You'll be able to face that which you are really called to do, and you know, you'll be more focused. So, you know, be less distracted by what people are thinking or saying about you. Focus on what you need to do, what you are supposed to do.